Clash of Clans. We are going to be doing a Town Hall 9 Clan War base update. This is going to be an update for a base that I've previously made, which I nicknamed Equilibrium because it happens to be the name of my clan, and I think it's a pretty well balanced base. The changes we're going to be making to the base are storages, these things right here, the positioning, and also the air trap positioning, also the air defense positioning, and these hooks. We're going to be putting these kind of things on the outside of your base. So if you watched the old video and if you clicked on the link to get to this one, then you would know what I'm talking about. But the old base just had like straight lines of wall going around. So yeah, a couple of modifications. They might end up making a big difference in your clan war. So let's get into it. And it's not this base right here, of course. This is my Town Hall 10 base. It's been like 2 months since I've uploaded my last video, so since then I've gotten Town Hall 10. Got a couple of Inferno Towers and whatnot. I'm not going to be using any of the Town Hall 10 bases, not bases, sorry. I'm not going to be using any of the buildings for Town Hall 10, so you don't have to worry about the layout being weird. This is going to be a Town Hall 9 layout. First off, we're going to be putting the clan castle right in the middle, or 1 hex higher than the middle. You can put it lower too, it's up to you. And that's just for a reference point, and I'm going to be doing all the walls first. After that, we're going to be getting into the building positioning. So let's leave a space of 5 in between the wall and the clan castle. That right there is 5. I'm going to drag that all the way down to the point where it's directly under the clan castle, and you're going to be doing the same over here. But instead of making it, we're not going to be pulling it all the way here. We're going to be keeping it one hex short, because on the northern side we're only going to be using a space of 4 in between the clan castle and the wall. Anyway, you're going to make that go all the way around like so. Then we're going to be pulling out, okay, not like that, we're pulling this out 4 spaces, pull it 2 spaces past this wall, and then finish it off, curve it in like that. I'm doing the same over here, pull it out 4 spaces, 2 spaces past. Yeah, you can do the same thing with all 4 walls. So we have a nice biscuit looking thing. I don't know, does it look like a biscuit? Maybe I'm just hungry. Alright. And then we're going to be going with the hooks. Now, before we get started on the hooks, let's go ahead and get the storages done. Okay, so you're going to be having 1 storage, then you're going to be having a wall right here, then you're going to have another storage right next to that, like that, then you're going to have a wall. And this space here will be left as it is. You're going to have 2 buildings in there. So yeah, you can count from the edge, count 4, drag these across, do the same with all 4 walls, like so. Okay. Perfect. Once you have that finished, you're going to be working on the hooks. Now, we're going to count, I guess we'll start off with this side right here. Let's see, I might run out of wall soon. Oh, okay. So you pull that out 4 spaces from the wall. Okay, now I ran out of wall. Go get that level 8 wall. Complete this. You're going to pull it out 4 spaces, and then you want to drag it across 7 spaces, like that. And then you're going to curve it in 1 hex, and you're going to do the same thing over here. Count 1 from the edge, pull it out 4, and you're going to drag it over. This time you're going to drag it over 6 spaces and curve it at the end. Same thing over here. This time you drag it out 4 and then 7. So you're alternating between 6 and 7. This side is going to be 6, and then you hook it off, turn it off at the end like a hook. Now these hooks are going to be causing your opponents, causing the units to do a really weird, they're going to be taking a really weird path so that they don't get to the center that easily. If your opponent is smart and if he uses his wall breakers, then they might get to the center, but you know, nothing is, you can't, like, there's no perfect way to prevent them from getting to your center. This is just to make it harder for them to get to the middle. All you do with base design is just to make it harder for your opponent to get that second or third star and more. It's impossible to completely prevent damage to your base. So that's it for all the hooks, and you end up with 2 left over, so you can just pop those on anywhere you want, really. I'm just going to pop one on the top and on the bottom. Whoa, glitchy, look at that. That is so weird. Happens sometimes when you're making a base. Okay, now that the walls are finished, we're going to start with the center, with all the buildings. Previously, the air defenses were like this, but it doesn't cover some of the buildings from balloons. There's a strategy called Hollow-Wee-Wee, which became quite popular, and it doesn't cover the buildings at the end. So, with this updated version, we're going to be keeping the air defenses in all 4 corners, like so. Okay. Then we're going to get the mortars. 2 of your mortars are going to be going in like that. You're going to put the other one over here. Then you should have 2 crossbows. If you unlocked both of them, you're putting the crossbows right next to the mortars. Now let's grab the town hall. Put the town hall next to the air defense on the left side. You should have 4 Teslas if you unlocked all of them. So they're going to be putting a couple right here. And there is an alternate version to this, so I'll be showing you that in the very end. Stay tuned if you want to see the different version of the core, where your town hall is a little bit better protected, but at the sacrifice of your clan castle being easy to lure. So that's it for the core. Now we're going to be putting the storages in. This is also another thing that I've changed. I've put all the storages on the side where the town hall is, because the town hall is on the end. It's going to, your opponents are going to be attacking from this side, most likely. And the reason why I put the town hall on this side is because it's the position where your hand will get in the way of looking at the screen the most. So there's an actual reason why the town hall is on this end. It makes it harder for your opponent to place the units and see what he's doing. Yeah. Okay, so you get the 8 storages. You're going to put them all on the side with town hall, like that. You should also have your, dark elixir storage. That you can just put it anywhere you want, really, doesn't matter. And the rest of these drills and mines and collectors, you can put them wherever you want. These are just space fillers, really. Putting all these buildings right there. With the Town Hall 10, you have 7 mines and 7 elixir collectors and a 3rd drill. But we're not going to be using that, of course, in this video. Okay, so the buffer wall is finished. Now let's get on to the towers. Okay, for the towers, actually, smarter. I'm just going to put it over here. The towers are going to be putting your archer towers. Let's put 2 on the bottom and then 2 on the top. And these little hook-like things. And then you're going to put the other 2 over here. Now you want there to be a space of 2 hexes between the archer tower and whatever building that's going to be going here. Same with over here. You want a space of 2 between the archer tower and the cannon. Okay, so we're going to finish off this last archer tower right here. Yep, just like that. Now we're going to put all the cannons in the corners. This cannon will also be like that. Put a cannon right there. Another cannon over here. And the last cannon I have right now is only for Town Hall 10, so we're not going to be using that. Then we have the 4 wizard towers. You're going to be putting these directly next to the storages, well, the hexes where the storages would normally be. Like that, and like that. And because the core causes the clan castle to be a little bit closer to the north, just to make it a little bit difficult for them to lure the clan castle, we're going to be moving the top 2 wizard towers out 1 hex. Now if you take a look at the line, it's a little bit harder for them to, get a hog past that white line. If it was right here, then after a unit kills the wizard tower, it might go towards the archer tower or the cannon, and in the process it might cross the line. So for that reason, we're going to be putting those 2 wizard towers a little bit out. And I think that's it for the defensive towers. Now we're going to be going on to the traps. Okay, this is also a matter of preference. You don't really have to do it the way I'm doing it, but I prefer to have giant bombs grouped together. on the right and left side, because I think a lot of people like attacking from the right side, so if they're going to go mass hogs, it'll be good to get rid of the hogs quickly, and that's why I'm putting it on the right and left. You could also do like this spot here and this spot over here. You'll also notice the giant bombs are moved in. This is to make it a little bit harder to trigger if they use a hog for like triggering these kind of things. If they send in a hog from here, the giant bombs at the very end, it will trigger much easier. So we're going to be moving it in 1 hex. And if units are going from this archer tower to this cannon, for example, they should be able to easily trigger the second giant bomb. So I wouldn't be worried about that, about centering it too perfectly. Okay, and next we're going to be going on to spring traps. Spring traps, cute little things. It's too bad you can't get more of them. I'm going to put one there, and put one here. I'm going to put another one over here. Oops, center it. Okay. Yep, and we're going to do the same with the northern side. Put one here, and put one here. So you have the spring traps on the north and south. You have the big bombs on the east and west. And okay, here's another change I've made to the not clown, I almost said clown hall. It's not clown hall, it's town hall. The air defenses, the seeking air mines to be specific. Okay, these we're going to be placing them on the side with the town hall, because if somebody looks at this base and if they're going to be attacking it with dragons, they're most likely going to be going from this side, of course. So we're going to be putting all these seeking air mines on the side with the town hall. They'll be in for a very, very big surprise if they attack you from this side. And you don't want these to be clustered too closely, because if they both trigger on the same dragon, then that's just overkill. They don't do any more damage. So make sure your seeking air mines aren't too close to each other. Even over here, if you want, you could actually move this out like that and move this seeking air mine here, for example. It might be better. A little more spread out. It's up to you. You can be the call of that judge. The only time it would be bad if they were this close together is if the dragon was going like from this position to over here. Then it might trigger the second seeking air mine before this one hits it. So you can move these further apart if you want. Alright, so next is this, the air bombs. You can also put these all over on this side if you want, or you can spread them out. It's not too important. You don't need an inferno tower. Yeah, I'm just going to be putting these like that. It's up to you though. You can play around with it. Alright, and that's it for all of the traps as far as I know. Yep, that's it for all the traps. Next we're going to be doing the army camps. Okay, these army camps are all going to be on the north and the south side of your base. You want to center them perfectly next to these archer towers. You don't want them to be like here or here. You want them to be right in the middle. This allows the archer towers to shoot all units that would be in range. And with this base, there's not a single building that is exposed to archers. So there's like your opponent won't be able to get any free buildings at all with this base, because sometimes the last 1 or 2% makes the difference between a second or third star, right? Maybe not third, second star in most cases. If they get your town hall and if they need a couple more buildings to get that 50%, you know, it will be helpful to have your buildings like this. Okay, now assuming that you have 5 builder huts, we're going to be placing builder huts and these different barracks like that. Make sure they're all in range of a cannon. It's not too important exactly where there is. If you want, you could leave spaces of 2 so that your opponent might think that, hey, there could be a giant bomb right here. You know, just playing with their minds, really. So you could just leave random spaces of 2 in different places. It might freak them out a little bit, give you an advantage. Okay, next is going to be, we still have a couple collectors, so we're going to be placing those collectors around these wizard towers like that. Now, of course, this is a clan war base, so there's no point really in having them next to the wizard towers, but yeah, just do that anyway. And okay, this is just a totally random tip, has nothing to do with the base, but did you know that you can actually hit an elixir collector even if it's right next to a wizard tower? It's a very, very weird range, but I think if you put your archer like right around here, not not perfectly in the middle, but a little bit off center, then there's a sweet spot where you can actually hit the collectors. So you might want to try that out next time you're farming. And it's the same thing with gold mines too. Even if they have two stacked like this, there's a sweet spot right around here where you can actually hit this gold mine without the archer tower getting you. That's just a little bit of trivia for you. Might help you out when you're farming. Okay, now let's just get this over with, get all these random buildings on the outside. Random buildings, yep. Maybe this one should be over here. Yeah, I'm not really refining the positioning perfectly, so it's up to you if you want to tweak it a little bit. Get it perfectly symmetrical. I'm just not going to spend that much time on it while making this video, because I don't want to bore you guys out any more than I already have. Okay, so we have the barracks there. This bugger needs to go somewhere. And I think that's it. I think the rest... Oh, okay, I forgot about the bombs. When I was talking about the traps, I should have covered this, but we're just going to pop these bombs close to these giant bombs. It's up to you where exactly you want to put it. You can put them like in between these buildings out here too if you want. If they're using a lot of ground armies, wizards, it might be helpful to get in a little bit of extra damage. If they happen to be barging you, it would also be good to have them on the outside, I guess. But we're just going to be using them as extra backup for your hog-proof area, which is right here. Okay, so we've got all the... we've got another collector. I think that's it. Oh, we've got two more collectors. Okay. Well, my bad. We have a couple more buildings that need to be placed down here. Okay, I think that's it. That's the Town Hall 10 building, so it's that. Okay, 5th Builder Hut. If you have unlocked it, you can place that down somewhere. And that's it, guys. This is it. This is the new updated Town Hall 9 base. I have been using this base a lot on my friend's account when I play on it, so I can definitely guarantee you that it's one of the best bases I've used so far. It's one I've stuck with for over a year, and I've received a lot of positive feedback. Some people say that the core is weak towards GoEwe. I don't know though. I mean, GoEwe can pretty much 2-star any base, depending on their base level and your GoEwe level, but both attack skill and unit skill, unit level. So yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I like these big cores though, personally. I think it's worth the trade-off. There are a lot of little compartments, so it's not super easy for them to get to the middle. They'll have to use a lot of wall breakers, or they'll have to use a jump spell. One jump spell anywhere along the edge here will allow them to get to the middle. But yeah, hopefully these towers will distract them to go around long enough. I mean, bases are always a trade-off. It's kind of like, oh, if you do this, then they can do that. It's a cat and mouse kind of thing. So, okay, and at the very end, I just want to show you the alternative core, which I was talking about earlier. This will be sacrificing the clan castle from being lured. Instead of the clan castle being hard to lure, you're going to have your town hall in the middle, and you're going to move these Teslas a little bit closer to it. This clan castle can be like there, for example. You put your Teslas. You can play around with this a little bit. Have your archer queen out and have the Teslas a little bit closer to the middle if you want. You can go like this if you want. You can spread them out a little bit more. It's really up to you. You can just play around with it, do what you like. I think this is like the best if you're thinking about covering the town hall. Yeah. Anyway, it's up to you. That's it for now, guys. Thanks a lot for sitting through this long video and watching it. And if you found this video helpful, please comment, subscribe, and share the video on Facebook or YouTube or Google+. I really appreciate it, and have a good day. Clash on.